Really excited to have you here in this other episode of Explode Your Expert Biz show. Tonight is an incredible night. Is an absolutely incredible night. Why? Because we are talking about how to get paid speaking gigs. That's what we are talking about tonight. How do we get those paid speaking gigs, and how do we make sure that we are paid incredibly well for our effort, for the speaking opportunities that we are going to get. Now you'll find that there are a lot of people that have a lot of questions about how do we run those speaking gigs, that we have a lot of questions about how do we make sure that we make the most of the speaking opportunities. So that's what we are going to answer, because if you haven't listened to episode number 87 or 80, I think 88 or 89, I need to check. Last episode anyway. If you haven't listened to the latest episode of Explode Your Expert Biz show, where I interviewed the one and only Maria Franzoni, I asked her a lot of questions around speaking bureaus and how to get into speaking bureaus, and we talked a lot about speaking opportunities. So that's what we are going to cover during this live and during this podcast interview. So let's start the music. Welcome to everyone who is joining live, and welcome to everyone as well who is listening to our show. Thank you. From last conversation, there were a few things that came up. One was about finding speaking opportunities through bureaus, and that's what we covered. And the other one was about finding paid speaking opportunities. Now, there is one thing that you need to be aware of, and this is I'm going to repeat it again and again and again up until you get it in your mind, you get it in your soul, you get it in your body, you get it in your hair, you get it everywhere, which is know your business strategy. Now, I believe personally that every speaking gig is a paid speaking gig. Now, you might be thinking, oh, well, there are free speaking gig and paid speaking gig. No, I'm telling you, every speaking gig is a paid speaking gig. Because whether you get paid up front or you get paid after, I'm still earning money from a speaking gig. So I'm always going to find opportunities that will allow me to get paid, that will allow me to find clients. I'm always looking for audiences that allow me to find to be in front of the right clients. Now, if I don't do that, then I'm a bit silly. I'm a bit of a silly Billy, because it means I'm wasting my time. Now, I remember my first speaker trainer, Clinton Swain, told me and this huge valuable lesson. And this huge valuable lesson was stage time equals wealth time. So let me repeat it again. Stage time equals wealth time. Now, what does this mean? Well, this means that every time you speak is a potential opportunity to earn money. And if you are great at what you do, and if you are able to wow the audience, then I don't want you to think about paid speaking gig or free speaking gig. Every speaking gig is a paid opportunity. Now, it's up to you to choose if you want to only focus to the one that pay you up front, or if you want to sell one of your courses. So I want you to now to give you different business models that you can use to explode your speaking business, so then you are clear about what is that you are going to do and where are you going to focus. So there is the speaking model, which is you get paid to speak. And for example, this is the corporate model, where you're going into a corporation, when you're going into a business, when you're going into an organization, you get a bit up front to deliver a training, to deliver a keynote, to create an event with them, to deliver an experience for their employees. That's the corporate model. Now, if you want to be really successful in the corporate model, it means that you need to talk about topics that are core to corporate. If you talk about finding your purpose, how the heck are you expecting to find a corporate gig unless you're already a celebrity, which is the other part, because then they will hire this corporate, they will hire celebrities. So you want to make sure that you are in the right space and you talk about the topics that allows you to get booked to the conferences and the events that you want to target, which means that's where your clients are. So if you want to have a corporate speaking business, which means you get paid up front, and as well you can also get paid later for if you, for example, you deliver consulting or training, but immediately it starts generally with being paid up front. That's fine. So make sure that all your marketing material goes around this topic, because if your marketing material doesn't go around this topic, then you are doomed. Right? I mean, you can have your marketing material talking about one thing and then corporate wants something different. That's not working, and you know that. So you want to make sure that your message is aligned everywhere. That's what you want to make sure, that your message is aligned everywhere. And this is crucial, because if your message is not aligned, then you're screwed. You're not getting good gigs. Then you have the other model, which is the model where you still corporate and you deliver training for them. So you deliver training and you get paid a fee to deliver a series of workshops, to deliver a series of training. For example, that's what my business partner does. Ben goes into agencies. He doesn't go and sell keynotes, but it goes into recruitment agencies, and then he says, hi, Daniel. No, it doesn't say hi, Daniel. I was just saying hi to Daniel for joining the live. And then he says, I'm going to work with you for 3 months or 6 months or 12 months, and we are going to turn around your sales team. So this is a training that you're going to corporate and see. So which means that all your marketing material needs to talk about corporate that hire this kind of specific skills on a long-term basis, on a consulting basis or a training basis. So that's the other kind of model that you can use. Then you have the other model, which is what, for example, my wife is using, which is the moderating and emceeing, which means that you get known to become an MC, a panelist, a moderator, a TV commentator, a TV host, and you are targeting media. And you're targeting conferences, large conferences that are looking for someone to bring the energy up, to bring things together. And most of the time they are celebrities that get this kind of gigs. However, there are also other gigs that are not looking for celebrities. Or if it's a large conference, there might be few celebrities and there might be also other speakers and other panelists or moderators. So that's another way. So if you want to get known as a speaker, to be a moderator, to be a panelist, to be a TV host, to be a radio host, then all your marketing material needs to go around it. So that's what you need to talk about. That's what your message needs to be. That's who you need to target. These are the kind of organization you need to target. And you need to understand where they are, what are their pains, what is that they're looking for. Because if you're not able to do that, then again, you're out of the game. So it's all about understanding up front who is your audience and where is your business model. And then you have one more thing as well. We have other kind of speaking businesses. One, for example, is to run, which is what I do, selling products or services. Which means that what you do, you are going on the stage and you are selling a product or a service. You're selling a product or a service, and you are most of the time is free, so you're not getting paid for it, but you have the ability to sell. Or it might be a lower fee with the ability to sell. Or you have to pay to play, which means that you pay to sell. So let's look at the free one. Generally, you will go to a free one and you will split 50-50 with an event organizer. This is the average model. Now, every model will have a different split, and it will have a different need as well. But that's generally the average speaking opportunity that you can get with a 50-50 split. Then you have another opportunity, which is, for example, the pay-to-play model, which means that you are paying to speak. Now, this model is very powerful, and a lot of people are they want to avoid it, and I don't know why. Well, first of all, because there's money involved, but hey, that's marketing. You got to spend some money if you want to get in front of the right people. And this is really powerful because it gets you in front of the right people, and most of the time is a highly qualified room, is a highly qualified audience. That's why the host of the event wants to charge for it, because they do all the work. Now, if they do all the work, they bring the people in, then they are asking you for money to recover their marketing cost. or to make a profit on top of it. And that's fine. But as long as it's the right audience. Now, some models will be also pay to play plus 50-50 split with the event organizer, so you will have that. Now you will need to read very carefully the terms and condition and find out what would you like to do, what are you willing to accept, what are you not willing to accept for your for this kind of deal. And this is really important, that you have contracts. Now, in our resource center, in our membership site, then we have all the speaking contract, coaching contract, clients contract that you need. But make sure that you have your contracts done as a speaker, so then there are no other surprises. So you don't know how many times there are surprises in this field. When you're like, yeah, I would love to speak, and I'm speaking, and I have the gig, and now the organizer has all the power, and you have no more say in that. Don't do that. Get your contracts right as a speaker. Brilliant. And then you have another model, which is organizing your own event. What does it mean? It means that you are then organizing your own event that you are promoting, you are marketing, you're taking generally the cost of the burden of getting the people in the room yourself. However, is your room, is your territory. These people are there to see you, not to attend someone else's event and you coming as a guest. They are there to see you, they are there to hear from you, they are there to learn from you and the topic that you're sharing. That's why this is one where this model is the most profitable, is where you will have your highest margins as well, and also where you will have your highest conversions. In particular, because then you're looking at the lifetime value of a client. And that's how this model works, and that's why this model is so powerful. What else? What else? What other models there are? There are other models where you are selling when they are in your room. Then you are selling them other products or services that you have, or other seminars. Now, if you're using the selling from the stage model, it's really important that you have your numbers right. It's really important that you always have a higher end offer, which can be your one-to-one coaching or your group coaching or a high-end membership site that they can join, because that's how you're going to maximize all the costs that you will have up front to then or pay to speak to other events, and then to organize your own events and pay for the venue and pay for the marketing and so on. So it's really crucial that you understand how this industry works, what are the different models, and then you arrange your topics towards what your audience wants. So if you're looking for corporate, look at what are the corporates hiring for right now, and specialize yourself in an expertise that is in a high demand as corporate speakers. Because also, if you're selling something, if you're talking, you might be an expert, but your topic was relevant 20 years ago, then they're not going to hire you again. So you need to keep up to date if you are already in the league. Or if you're starting out, then you need to do your research and specialize yourself in a topic that gives you great leverage. That when you're in, they're gonna say, wow, this is awesome, this is the topic that I was looking for, and they are already looking for this kind of speakers. They're already looking for someone to give presentations around it. Great example, changes in GDPR. GDPR is coming in, so there are changes in the data protection. And now every speaker, I've seen so many people that now they became overnight GDPR experts, right? Now, GDPR is something new, is something that is it still need to be defined. There are great guidelines already. But if you're talking about GDPR, it's very current, it's really relevant, it's high in demand. Why? Because team needs to know how to handle, and companies need to know how to handle data in a new, different way. So this is the ways where you can grow and explode your speaking business. It's really crucial that once you find a way, then you stick to it. Because if you then jump too soon you start with a seminar and then you want to go corporate and you want to do this, then you will never be focused enough. For example, I don't do corporates. Personally, if someone invites me, of course I'll go there, but it's not something I'm actively looking for. I'm looking for other events where I can talk for free and sell my programs, because that's what I'm great at. I'm great at selling from the stage. I'm great at enrolling people, giving them a blast, and I'm not interested to go into corporate. My business partner, completely different, is only seeking for corporate clients. So all his profile, all his about him page, his marketing material, the testimonials he's looking for, the footage that he's looking for is very different. So look at where you are, look at how you want to be perceived in the market, and then you can decide you will get the gigs. So use your head, right? Use your brain. Put your marketing brain on. You need to know your clients, you need to give them what they want, and they will hire you. So know them, give them what they want, and they will hire you. Fabulous. Guys, thank you very much for watching if you attended this live, and thank you very much for listening if you've been listening to our podcast, to our show. I really appreciate it. I would love to know which kind of speaking model do you want to use from the ones that I already gave you. Hello, Johnny. Thank you very much for joining. You might watch this live again or listen to the podcast when it's going to be released during this week. We talked about the different speaking models that there are in the speaking industry, how they work, and what are their requirements, or what are the differences. So that's what we talked about today. If you haven't subscribed yet to our show, make sure that you subscribe to our show. Now, it changed the page, so if you want to find us on Facebook and watch us on Facebook Live, when we are doing it every Tuesday at 7 p.m. UK time, you can come to my Facebook page, which is Simone Vincenzi. So, Simone Vincenzi, now I'm going to do them from my still business, but Facebook page, so then we can keep the conversation moving from there. Guys, thank you very much for listening. Subscribe right now, and see you next episode. And if you haven't listened to interview that I did with Maria Franzoni, make sure you do it right now. From Simone Vincenzi and Explode Your Expert Biz Show is everything. See you next time.